Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Sterling, the investor, and in today's video, we're going to talk about one of my favorite stocks, Nike. So let's jump right into it. So the first thing I'll do is jump over to the price chart, and we'll do a little bit of technical analysis. So as you can see, in the more recent times, since the fourth quarter of last year, the market, Nike has basically followed the market. It's been on a decline. It hasn't fell as drastic as of some of the other stocks in the market, and then just the overall S&P 500. However, it was a lot of bearish action, but the stock continued to recover, and it broke that level of structure around the 75, 77 zone, and it's heading back toward the area of all-time highs. Price never broke the 500-day moving average, so that was a good sign, to stay confident, in this stock. So nothing to be alarmed about from a technical standpoint. So let's dive into some numbers. So Nike, of course, if you wanted to do any research on your own, you would just put this ticker symbol in NKE in any, stock market research platform, whether it be Yahoo Finance, Google Finance, anything like that, CNN or MSN Money, anything like that. You put that ticker symbol in it, and all the information will come up. In terms of price, Nike's trading at about $80.50. In terms of a dividend, it's paying out about 1% dividend, which is you know it's not great, but it's something. Nike really doesn't have to pay a dividend. I think it's strong enough and it has enough confidence. Wall Street is behind it enough to where I don't think they have to pay a dividend in order to maintain support, but I think it's good that they do pay one out. Nike is a Dow Jones S&P 500 component. So again, that gives us additional confidence that Wall Street is behind this stock. Market cap right now around 126 billion. The industry, of course, we all know Nike is basically known for athletic footwear and apparel. 1 year outlook on Nike, I see it being up. Maybe not up overall in 1 year, but it will be up in relative to the rest of the market. I think Nike will outperform the rest of the market, and just because it's an industry leader, and I'll get into that a little bit later about why. And they endorse the top athletes in the world. And I'm really a huge fan of Nike's executive leadership. I think they have an excellent team. So that leads me to think that nothing else would change in terms of the 5 year outlook as well. I definitely see Nike stock being in a good place in 5 years as well. Is it in my portfolio? Absolutely. It's one of the first stocks I bought when I started to invest in the stock market, and I've continued to add to that position and done very well. Why? Again, just industry leader, belief in the leadership, belief in a product. It's just a quality product, overall. So to jump in it a little bit further, I won't bore you guys with any more numbers and statistics because, that stuff can, it can be a lot of information thrown at you. So I'll just kind of, give you a brief overview of some more highlights that I look at when I'm analyzing a stock. Nike's balance sheet, it's good, not great, but it's definitely nothing on there that scares me, and it definitely gives me confidence. Again, it's healthy. It's not the greatest balance sheet that I've ever analyzed, but it is very good. P/E ratio could be a little bit higher, but still, again, very healthy. Nothing to be afraid of. And one thing that gives me, good perspective and good, future outlook on the Nike stock is under 50% of their business is actually international. So I think it's around 45% is done strictly, or I'm sorry, a little over 50% is done internationally, and I think 45% is done here in the United States. So that tells me that Nike still has enormous potential to grow internationally, which is insane. So you could see this stock double in 5 years. Like I say, the 5 year outlook, I see it going up. This stock could double in 5 to 10 years for sure. So, just with that massive room for growth, I don't see it coming down anytime soon. So let's jump into some more reasons why I like Nike stock. Again, it's just an industry leader. They endorse, the top athletes in the world. I mean, everyone from Michael Jordan to Rory McIlroy to Odell Beckham, LeBron James, Cristiano Ronaldo, faces of leagues. Nike endorses Jalen Ramsey, Kevin Durant. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. And, for a minute, people thought that, Under Armour was kind of, picking up some ground on Nike. I never felt that way. However, I did buy Under Armour stock when it crashed, just because it was just such a great opportunity, and I'm back up in it now. So that's good. And I will be liquidating the Under Armour stock, but that'll be another conversation for another video. But yeah, people thought that, Under Armour was making ground on Nike because, they stole Steph Curry, which was a huge get. However, that's just one athlete compared to the list I just named and many, many, many more that are on the Nike Jordan roster. So from that perspective, I don't think Under Armour is catching Nike anytime soon. And, some people felt Nike would fall because they missed out on Usain Bolt, which was a huge miss. I mean, he is the fastest person on the planet, and no one will probably touch his times in the foreseeable future at all. So, that was a huge miss. He signed with Puma. But again, just one athlete, him and Steph Curry, two athletes compared to a roster of just juggernaut names in the industry. I mean, Kobe Bryant's a Nike athlete, Derek Jeter. I mean, it's insane the roster that Nike has. So I don't think if they steal business, it won't be because of that. And Nike just has so much resources just to pour at athletes that I just can't see that happening. The next thing was the Colin Kaepernick situation. People thought the stock would fall. In particular, racists and bigots thought that, them endorsing Colin would hurt the stock. And it temporarily fell a little bit and then just rallied like crazy, hit all-time highs. And, that made me feel great as a stockholder. And also, I was 100% behind him supporting Colin Kaepernick because I believe in what he's doing. And, it was just a win-win between them supporting him, them making a whole bunch of money, the stock rising, me making a whole bunch of money. Like, it was a ideal situation. So will I continue to have Nike in my portfolio? Absolutely, into the foreseeable future. I don't see me selling this stock anytime soon. I got into it originally in January of 2017, so almost exactly 2 years ago. And I'm up over 50%, about 52%, close to 53% right now on the stock. So year over year, that's a 25% gain plus the 1% dividend. This has been an absolute killer stock for me, and I don't see any reason why I would sell it, anytime soon. So if you guys have any questions about Nike, leave them in the comments below. Feel free to shoot me a DM at any point in time. Let me know what you guys think about Nike. I'd love to hear some other input. If you think it's a good buy, if you think it's a sell right now, if you think it's a hold. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.